What's going on, everybody? I just got finished reacting to my Peacemaker season 2. Relax OK Comics is here. I'm going to react to this video. This is the first one I see from a recap. They're going to break it down. So let's dive right into it and see what's going on. This is by the guy named Vents.
The
Let's get it.
last episode of Peacemaker just ended like that because we just got the craziest cliffhanger of all time, crazy reveals about the future of the DCU, and so much more. Let's talk about it all. The episode opens up on a nice little flashback of Chris and Hardcore out on a date. We quickly find out this is the infamous boat date, which is very important later on in the episode. We then cut to Chris, who after turning himself in the last episode is now in prison and refusing to see any visitors. He's turning down all his friends that want to come in and see him. Then things start to get really interesting because we see that Rick Flag has sent his team to go investigate all the other portal doors from where Peacemaker went to Dimension X. It's not quite clear what he's looking for yet, but once we get that reveal, it's insane later in the episode. Through the course of the episode, we get to see a bunch of these different dimensions of them getting attacked by different creatures.
These are the things I said in my last episode. Last video. You guys didn't see it. I'm saying like these things reminded me of Cell Jr. from DBZ because they beating dudes up and laughing at the same time.
And crawlers is a full-on zombie dimension. We then see Adebayo. She has come to visit Vigilante and tells him like, hey, we gotta go save your friend Chris. We gotta get him out of prison. What are you doing? And after Vigilante continues to roast his own mother, he's like, yeah, you're right. Let's go save Chris. So Adebayo actually ends up bailing Chris out of prison, but he just goes, collects Eagly. He's like, yeah, I'm running away. I'm skipping town. I don't want to cause any more trouble for you guys. So he just runs away. They have no idea where he is. We then come back to Rick Flag and him investigating all the other dimensions, and then he gets a note from Lex Luthor that says, this one looks promising, which definitely looks like where Ultraman fell into in the Superman movie. Lex is definitely going to be trying to bring him back in the next movie, but we also get a look at all these other different universes. Like, they literally open up a door for 1 second, see this, and close it. It was nothing bigger. We also get a look at that zombie dimension I mentioned earlier. Hey, we got a Marvel Zombies TV show. I'm down for a live-action DC Zombies. That would be insane. James Gunn, fight back. But they eventually stumble on this one universe that Rick Flag seems to like for whatever he's working on more than the other ones. And then we finally find out what Rick Flag's cooking, because he says, hey, we call this planet Salvation, and my idea is that we send all the meta-humans to this planet and imprison them forever there, off-planet. Now, James Gunn told us that the Peacemaker finale was going to reveal big things for the future of the DCU.
Oh, wow. That went over my head. So, salvation. And he did mention salvation in the episode. Interesting.
And it looks like Salvation Run is where he's going with this DC universe, which I did not see coming. In the comics, this is essentially a run where pretty much all the biggest, most dangerous villains and superheroes get sent to this one off-world planet. In the midst of all this, though, we do see that Sacha Bordeaux does not really approve when he's giving this presentation because, A, it's just kind of sick and twisted to send people off-planet forever and imprison them there, but we have also had the big reveal that, yes, she is also a meta-human, so she's probably thinking, hey, I'm not safe either. I could get sent there. Ends up calling up Hardcore to tell her about all this and is like, hey, let's just form a friendship here. We can be a team together. These two are now teamed up. Sacha Bordeaux is a part of the main crew, and she's like, hey, do you have clearance to go find and track where Peacemaker is? And Sacha Bordeaux does end up having it, so they do track where Peacemaker is and find him at this motel he's been staying at. They all confront him, and then Vigilante, being the vigilante he is, absolutely tackles and tases him, just knocks him out cold. Because again, Chris is kind of running away. He doesn't want to be a curse to all his friends. He literally goes on and says that he's like, hey, we know there's superheroes in this universe. Maybe I'm really cursed. Everybody around me ends up dying. After everybody ends up leaving, Chris asks her one more time, like, hey, what did the boat mean? Anything to you? And Hardcore responds, yes, it meant everything. Chris seems happy for once in his life. The Oh Lord theme song's playing over the scene. He's dancing in his room. But to now them going on a new day on the same boat, but now seeing Foxy Shazam, who again sings Oh Lord, the theme song. And then we cut 1 week later. It seems like everybody's living their life up, having a blast. They're all friends again. We got the brand new expanded team here. They're in this brand new office space with the new members of the team like Sacha Bordeaux and Langstrom Fleury. Everything is going way too happy, and you know something's coming bad. Yep, when Chris goes back to his motel where he's hiding out from one day,
Gets
he gets
jumped.
absolutely jumped, bag over his head. Rick Flag has found and captured Peacemaker, and he has some absolutely diabolical plans for him. Yes, he opens up the door, drops him off on the planet Salvation as his permanent punishment here to be imprisoned. Chris tries to jump through the door and get back to his main dimension at the last second, but nope, it's closed. He's stuck permanently on planet Salvation and imprisoned for life. Nobody knows where he is. is. That's just how the episode and season ends, which is kind of insane. And what's even more wild is that James Gunn says he has no plans to make a Peacemaker season 3. But again, this
Wow.
makes sense because it seems
That's
like the
crazy.
entire DCU events, instead of leading up to some like Justice League or something like that, is going for that Salvation run, which is honestly really refreshing. Like, we already had one DC universe that tried the Justice League thing. Obviously, we're going to get there at some point in this one, but we've already had Marvel doing the Avengers for so long. Why not do something completely different like this? Get an entire planet with all these different heroes and villains on them and just let things get absolutely crazy from there. I'm not gonna lie, as a season and possibly series finale, I don't think this was the greatest episode ever, especially since the last two were so insane. Like, I do feel like a lot of the events of this were literally just major setup to tease this big Salvation run thing happening in the future of the DCU, rather than actually being like the true finale to this series. And season 2 overall, I will say, has been good. It's an improvement over season 1, mainly because of episodes like 6, 7, and now 8 is a good episode still, even though I don't love it as a finale. I still do think the first 5 episodes were a little too slow and redundant. I feel like we could have had some other side stories from some of the other main cast and stuff. I feel like we got a little redundant. I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy this episode, and it has me very excited for where things are going, so I guess it achieved what it needed to at the end of the
That's exactly how I feel.
day. The only question is now, where are we going to see the rest of this gang again in the future if we aren't going to get a Peacemaker season 3? Like, presumably we will see Peacemaker himself down the line when we see a bunch of other people on this planet, but what about all his friends? Hey, let me know your thoughts on all this.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. You know, it wasn't like the best episode, but it just felt something is missing. But now watching this episode, it definitely brings that to light. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, dislike, you guys dislike it. Check out my last video, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.